next section will be a focus on weapon disarmament, specifically knife attacks from various positions, and as well as vehicle invasion and carjacking.
The knife slap, the motion is to catch at wrist, so you have more of a surface area. The back of the hand is trying to catch roughly between about these knuckles is target. What you're trying to get is ideally the maximum amount of bend, so the hands will relax, and using centrifugal force to then take the momentum of the weight off. The right hand actually kind of scoops down. If you try to scoop them all at the same time, you're going to end up hitting their hand into your own. So really trying to swoop in at an angle, circle, and it's almost as just press out. Okay.
You're going to take, doesn't matter which hand, but you want the hand that just has most successful movement. Remember, even if it's touching, obviously wherever it is, you're just going to follow the arm. You're going to take this hand, and as quick as possible, you're going to turn your head away from the blade. So if you cut, you'll try to get the back of my neck and I'm juggling. This hand at the same time is going to come right on top, this first, and the base is going to push as hard as I can. I'm going to roll my hand down. I'm looking for the joint right here. Okay? Give me a while, okay. This hand is where the blade, where it's flat, is push. Instead of coming with your thumb, go ahead and come with the heel of your hand. That piece will actually come on top of my bone. Like that. And then your fingers will cup. And then this hand will come down and force the blade straight down. There you go. We're going to add. So basically, you got this hand, however you have it, the first one you had. As soon as you wrap this hand down, just straight. Okay. There you go. Good. Now, well, you stand up. Now, put your hand to your pocket. Yep. Good. Keep turning down. Turn it. There you go. Keep bringing the arm down. Keep bringing it down. So one arm's a choke, and the other one is kind of right up. Yeah, pretty close. This one's kind of fun. It doesn't matter where it is. You basically just going. It works a little different if you have a double edge. But you're going to take this blade and you're going to force it right against your own body, your own arm.
The other person.
Because right now, if you pulled out, you've got your own arm, and you can't come up. And then, once it's forced against, do the same thing. This really is just to secure it. Just force it right against, and then you can do the same thing. Just kind of like you're striking. So you would basically just roll this out. And then you have.
So, we put this here.
And then your right hand. So leave your left hand where it is secure, and you'll take the right hand and put your fingertips right against my wrist like you're going to roll it out. You did earlier. Fingers face, there you go. Then that will roll.
So this isn't going to the throat. It's just say, hey, I'm going to stab you. Give me your money. Like that. Determine which arm it is. If it's the right arm, that's the direction you're going to go. Here, just turn in. Okay. So give me your money. That's your line. Oh. So see, it's on that side. So I'm going to step at the same time and turn in, circle, up, and that's just to maintain this point. So the circle really is just not even to put her in the lock. You can't, perfect, just to maintain that. Because once you see her, then pretty much you can do all this, but now she can't stab. Okay, so you ready to try? Switching around. Give me your money. So just tell me where the arm is, where the knife is.
Where is it? Right there.
Which arm?
On the right hand.
Okay, so that's the direction you're going to turn. Just keep this tight against your shoulder. There. Now, nothing in, now the blade. Just get the blade out. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. So, since it's this way, just use one arm. Come in here. Circle. Again, that's just to control the arm. This hand is the one that's designed. So if you think like chin up, so you know how when you do a double, when someone grabs you here, you just turn it here. So think of the same, but instead of at your throat, it's just there. This way, so just turn in here. This arm really it clears this quicker, and just circle. Okay.
Can you do the other arm?
Sure.
That was the first one you did.
Sure. So here. Here. Okay.
Now, if somebody has a weapon like this in front of you, what you want to do is almost clap your hands. One hand goes towards the wrist, one hand goes on top of the barrel, and you make them spin. Turn it around. Your main objective is control the gun. You cup the wrist and push it towards you and then down. The other hand, take control of the gun and step back. So if you have a weapon like this in front of you, one thing you want to make sure is stay calm, and you want to do this very quickly. You don't want to give any sign that you're going to make a move. Your hands should not come up. As they do, they should just come up enough that you can cup the wrist, and the other one, grab the barrel. As you do, you're going to make them turn and circle. Make sure you have the gun. Don't worry about this hand. This objective is to get this hand out of the way. As you do, take a step back and get control of the weapon.
So you're going to circle, circle, split, pushes off, step back, clear. If you hold it gangster style, or the Brits, works the same way. Circle, clear. Sweep this down, pull that straight back, and just step back. Because you won't be stagnated. Okay. Now turn sideways. There you go. So from the chest up, and again, you're not starting from out here. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Then move in. Okay. So from the abdomen, you have your range, your target from pretty much. Don't shoot for the wrist. It's a soft target. You're looking to maintain this because even if it gets off one round, you can hold the chamber and not get off the second round. Okay. So your motions where your hands come up at the same, but instead of here, when you're ready and you're going to get one shot at this, you're going to bring your hands up and you're going to, I'll let you try it one way, you decide. Same way as we do for finger. Come straight up, control, thumb, down. Same way with this. You're not going up, you're going at an angle. Pushing it away, you're moving your body away at the same time. Okay? So, pointing up, you point up at an angle. Because the motion is going to be here. This comes under, grab, pull. Okay? So, same thing, you're keeping it on the down low. No man, look, why don't you come with me? What? Clear it, hold it firm. He's gonna try to regain control of it, doesn't matter. As soon as you have control of it, reach underneath, pull, rip out. Okay? If he holds two hands, the same principle will still apply. Watch too many movies, put your thumb symmetrical. There you go. That will keep a firmer grip so when you pull the trigger. So the same thing, you're not going to stand like that because you stand at an abdomen. Or even if you can, I don't care. It's okay. Even if it's two hands, same principle. As your hands come up, cup it just like the finger here. You're going to still come to the outside, step back, turn it, twist it, pull it. Just use this as a handle. Pull it over. Okay? Now you're up. What you think, guys? I think you should come with me. I think there's some unpaid parking tickets.
This is tendency to just want to keep going because
If
if I move your arm up,
you go ahead and do that. Problem is that I don't want this, you don't want this closer to me anymore. Because then it's a fight now. So you want to take as much leverage away from me as you possibly can. So here, grab it. So the guy that, he had a variation, made sense. So when he moved out, he was still circling the entire time. But his main objective was to keep this away from the center mass of gravity. So as long as you're able to make, once you make contact, to keep it away from me, don't, you just want to bring it back in. There you go. Okay. If you're comfortable with the other side, so go ahead now. Right now. So I'm gonna pop this way here, because when I rip in, ideally your finger's not trigger. Your finger in. I want it actually. Okay. Like this, okay. So it really just, the only reason why we always used to go to the outside, because now you're pulling my center away through the object instead of pulling it into me, which would then take my finger in it. Freeze. This hand. This hand. Underneath. Underneath. Back up this way. Keep turning it out. Keep turning it out. First. There. I want you to slide underneath. Always means you don't want to start moving away. You have to almost reach out past your center. Does that make sense?
so because then it's going to be hauling you around here,
Correct.
it's going to break the plane.
Right. So, okay, you're going to do this again. So, when legal aid clear, and freeze. So, he's not stepping back away from me, he's just stepping off to the side. So, part of it is when you're stepping back, you're getting too far away. So, he's just off my center line. When he comes underneath, at that point, he really is not, he's going to make an L. He'll step, shift to the side, but now he's just making a straight line straight back. And he's pulling this hand is his primary. This is just going to be pivot. Okay? So if he comes back in reverse, this wrist is going to stay as is, but he's just going to pull this straight down. Okay?
Now, as soon as you feel me move, I want you to pull the trigger. Okay? As soon as you feel me move. Ready? So as long as it's still controlled, not worry about that. As long as I have any of this. Okay? Do the same thing. As soon as I feel you move, I'm going to pull the trigger.
And then I just do that thing again. It's like this.
Uh-huh. And turn your head with it. Look at me.
Down.
Uh-huh. Exaggerated.
There's some.
What'd you say?
Okay.
Okay. Down here. No. That way. And
The
turn your
back way.
head straight. Turn your head towards me. Uh-huh. Let's do it again. Ready? Straight. Turn your head towards me. There you go. Now bring this up and block. There you go. Relax. Clear your head. Good. Just, I think I shot one hair. That was good. Okay. All right. Bring your hand up. So this is in a vehicle. You want to try to get behind it. Pop it away. Here. This hand is slaps. It's in the vehicle.
here.
Lower.
And then you're going to turn. You can do any and all that. But when you turn, go ahead and take control. So when you turn, so you're here. Okay. And your body, don't lean away from it, lean into it.
Is it okay?
Good. Keep that right there. Oh, there you go. It was good. It was good. It was there. Let me tap. So it doesn't matter which way. Okay. So.
Do I grab it and switch from it?
Not there. Into the hand. And tap. Yeah. What do you grab? There you go. Into the hand. Keep rolling. Tap.
How do I get your hand out of that?
So here you tap, right?
Yes.
Let go of this, take 2 steps back. Let go of this, take 2 steps back. Let go of this, take 2 steps back. Do that again. Flinch, put a cap in there. Gun link. Smack! In your driver's seat, or if you're in Europe or anywhere else in the world, sit over here. Someone sticks a gun in, windows roll down, someone sticks a gun in. So yes, they say get out of your car. Most vehicles now lock on the outside, so just try to reach in to unlock to open the car door. Throw your hands up. Oop, I'm sorry. What? Turn and look. You're wanting to get your hands, and keep in mind if they want the car, get out of the car. You're wanting to just protect yourself. If you have a child or in your car, then certainly understand at that point. Bring your hands up, turn and look. You want to get behind, and then once you do, you're going to turn your head back, push away firmly. There's going to be a little nook in between where the glass windshield and the dashboard. You're going to shove that in there, and then take off. Or once you push in here, if you have enough control and they're being more demanding, push it in between the steering wheel, then cup this through and open, pry it out. The other one is if they're on the passenger side, so I pick up somebody or I'm having a disagreement with somebody that's an acquaintance. It's usually going to be here, fairly close to the gut. It is a motion. You only can go down. The reason why you only want to force, so if you're driving, you have 2 hands here. You can do 1 or 2 things. Everything has to go down. The reason being is because if I'm here and he's on the passenger side, he's going to start showing more obvious that he has a weapon. So you keep everything below in your line of sight. Everything stays low. You have 2 hands on the steering wheel, and he shoves a gun in. I don't know why. I was always taught. I even asked the officers that on a seminar I took. Majority of people that are in the vehicle will shove the gun in the rib cage, so that's why they teach it. Sitting back in your seat, you're going to take one hand. You're going to place it on the steering wheel on the very top, 12 o'clock. Your other hand, at the same time, is going to shove your elbow against the wrist. And you're going to sit up as hard as you can. You're going to try to create a space there. What you're shooting for is that you're trying to get this behind your back. you're trying to force not the gun but the hand, because this can be re-maneuvered. This is what you want to squish in. So you're here, you shove it in, and realize because of the way the chairs are set, I mean, this is going to kind of hurt his hand, but you have a lot of it cushion. So you're here, you set up. Once you have that, slam on the brakes, what you're going to do, but push everything down and strike, strike, strike. Get him out or control the gun at that point. The other one that they teach, or that we teach here, is that he's holding the gun and you see that he hasn't made any threats, but now you see there's an issue with the gun. Slap everything straight down, slam on the brakes, let him hit, but slap, your hand is closest, slap it down to control it so it can't come back up. When you have control, try to take the barrel and you're going to force it away. Try, if you are comfortable putting your thumb there, that's cool, but for adrenaline it's hard sometimes to get your fingers to move independently. C-grip it, or monkey grip it, turn the barrel out, and then control it until you can hit him until you can control it to get this under control. I have a gun, I'm not going to feel anything on the seat, so a lot of times they will put pressure in.
I was just thinking the window's probably not the best place.
There's usually a headrest, so they're not going to put the gun there, so it actually has to come off to the side. Okay. There's usually a door and a window here in the seat belt, so everything has to be on the side here. This one, if you weren't, keep in mind, if you were in a seat belt, and they implement that as well. You're driving, someone jumps up, you were foolish enough to look in the back seat. Recognize what it is, turn back around. You're going to, at the same time, turn away as you reach up and lean back into the seat and pull this thing back down. At the same time, if you're comfortable, depending upon the vehicle, it's always recommended that once you have maintained, just put your hand on the latch here, and when you're ready, you're going to lean the seat back. At the same time, you're just going to sweep this down. You have a lot of leeway from a circle here, and you're going to start passing by your legs, vital organs. So, but it is much more practical sweeping down than trying to do anything else at that point. Get out of the vehicle. Hold on to the gun. If you have a seatbelt, you can at that point get the seatbelt off. You can wrap it around. But at that point, just maintain control. Hold, sweep.